We will be talking today about three parts that many stories have. They start with a part, the beginning, then you have your details in the middle, and finally you wrap it up with your ending. The beginning of your story is where you find out where and when it is, that's your setting. You find out about the characters in the story, and you might even find out about the main problem. The middle of the story is where the characters are trying to work to figure out a solution. And the end is when you finally figure it out. There's another way that we can think about beginning, middle, and end if it is nonfiction or telling a true story or giving us information. We might start with our topic sentence or our main idea sentence. Then we still have our details in the middle. And finally, we have our conclusion at the end. Let me put that in those boxes for you. So topic, sentence, or main idea sentence, details, and for the last part, our conclusion. That's another way to say our ending. Let's take a look at a couple of these together. This is an example that you might have seen in some form before as you are writing stories, thinking about transition words that are at the beginning, like first, one day. What happens in the middle of the story? You tell more. Second, next, then. And then at the end, you say things like last or finally to say what happened after everything else was done. So if I'm telling a story about making some guacamole, first we open the avocados. That's my beginning. Next, we add tomatoes and cilantro. That's my middle, where I tell more. Finally, we eat it with tortilla chips. That's my ending. That's a very simple story. You can definitely add more details to it to tell who we is, explaining who the people are, explaining what the setting is, where you made this dish, what you did with it. You could definitely add more details to all three parts. Now, let's take a look at what this might look like for nonfiction or true stories. Remember, I said that we were going to start with our topic sentence, and we were going to end with our conclusion, our concluding sentence. So let me just read this story to you. Bats have special body parts, babies, food, and habitats. Ears help them to find food. Echolocation allows them to know where fruit or insects are. They sometimes live in trees. Babies often stay in the roost. Clearly, bats are special animals. Now, I started with a sentence that told me what everything else was going to be about. That was my topic sentence. I gave you great details in the middle where I told about each additional part. Then I ended with my conclusion, which kind of wrapped it up. I even added a conclusion sentence stem, clearly, which helped you to know that it was going to be a summary or a short way to tell what everything was about. Let me give you one more example. I'm going to move my picture. Here you can take a look at a chart that I have at the top about different Thanksgiving activities. I was able to analyze or look closely at each little part of this chart about Thanksgiving and figure out what to say about it. I again started off with my green sentence. It's my topic or main idea sentence. And I ended with my conclusion. Let me read this to you. People have different Thanksgiving activities. Everyone will eat a feast and be with family. Only 3 people will watch a parade. Most people will give thanks. Thanksgiving activities are exciting. I just noticed that I used activities twice. I think I'm going to change one of my words to make it more interesting and change it to traditions instead. So let me just move this line to make it match. Okay, so now I have my topic or main idea sentence. I have a lot of details, which in this case match my information in the chart. And then I have my conclusion sentence. That's how I make sure I have beginning, middle, and end.